All right, guys, one last video. I know I've made a bunch of these and you're probably getting bored of hearing my voice, but I want to make one quick video just to remind you guys that you need to use PortView to accurately measure how many degrees your robot is going to travel. And I want you to take each task one step at a time. So I want you to measure, then put that in, go back, and then maybe do your turn, put that in, go back and measure again to how to go back, and create your program one step at a time. The reason for that is um, if you measure everything at once and you write it down and you put it all into the program and you run the program and the program doesn't work, it's very difficult sometimes to figure out which of your measurements was actually off. To give you a quick example of that, I'm going to delete. I'm actually just going to pull these down because I want to show you guys one other trick here. But let's pretend that I had my robot going forward. I'm going to change this to degrees. I'm going to say I want it to go 1500 degrees forward. And then I'm going to use my single motor. I'm going to use the B motor. I'm going to change it to degrees again. And I'm going to have it turn 90 degrees. I'm going to say my 90 degrees is 360 degrees to make it turn actually 90, probably somewhere close to that. After that, I'm going to have my robot go forward again. And this time, I'm going to have it go forward, let's say 2000 degrees. And then I did my measurements and I found out that I wanted my C motor to turn to the 9 degrees, and I wanted this one to be 180 degrees. So let's say it's 720. Okay. And then the last thing it's going to do is it's now going to cross the finish line. So it's going to go forward again for another, I don't know, 400 degrees. Doesn't really matter. So you measured all that, but you didn't put it in as piece by piece. So you just put it all in as one. And let's pretend that you push play, and the robot does this, but your turn isn't really accurate. So this is then off. That means then this turn's not going to be accurate either, which means that this is going to be off. So when your turns are off, it really messes things up. By taking this one step at a time, what I would do, I'm going to just move this down, is I would make sure I have the correct measurement for going forward, 1500 degrees, and then I would measure my turn. And let's say I measure it, and it's 360 my first time, and I download it, take it to the mat, and run it, and I find out that, oh, it doesn't turn enough. So now I'm going to change this to 380 degrees. We're going to re-download this, run it again, and I find out, all right, it works. Now I can take this block and I can put this block back in. So I know that it's going to go straight, it's going to turn 90 degrees, and I know it's going to go straight again for 2000. Now I can put my C motor in and set 720. And I run it again, and I'm like, okay, it does turn my 180 degrees. Now I can continue adding my blocks. If a turn is off, it's going to mess things up. Okay. One other thing I just want to show you with our program, if you run out of space and you need to put more of your program underneath, click on this little guy here, click and drag, and he plugs in right there. Ooh, didn't work. Sometimes it's a little tricky. There we go. And now my program will continue. Okay. So I just really want to stress that you guys use the port view and you just go a block or two at a time. Okay, make sure it works, come back, do the next block or two. Make sure it works, come back. By doing that, you won't get frustrated. You'll actually have fun using the robots. They are kind of fun, and I think you guys will have a good time. So if you have questions, come find me. Wait.